What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Summer Hikaru Died, this time with episode 3. Another fantastic episode last week. Just a slight recap. We saw the investigator guy with the guinea pig investigate the old dead woman's house. We went on a trip to the mountain, heard some weird ramble about the kind of shrunken face thing. Very interesting middle portion of the episode with Hikaru getting lack of a better term, kind of fisted in the chest, which was very intriguing. Really like that scene. I thought that was really awesome. And I think we ended off with the woman at the supermarket slash store, kind of warning our main character, Shiki, I think his name is Ishiki, something like that, warning him that kind of she can sense that maybe he's got some like odor on him or something, that she can sense that he's kind of being close with this entity. So I do imagine she is probably quite high up on Hikaru's death list. And there was that horrible scene with the fucking chicken, which that was me about an hour ago. Yeah, that horrible scene with the chicken, which I actually heard that one of the crew of the production of this ate afterwards, which is really cool. How often is it that you can say you ate part of an anime? Don't worry, guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with eating pips, just seeds. I just eat them. I never get rid of them or anything. There's that classic. They talk about tropes. There's that classic gush down a bunch of watermelon and spit out all of the seeds. That one you see quite often. Absolutely fucking banger. There is the woman. She shows up a few times in this opening, so maybe she won't die so quickly. Also, I didn't realize this show is still the source material is still going for this. I assumed it was just kind of completed, but guess not. Man, it's so fucking sick. Really is. Just like everything. I said last week, it's just epic. It's just like just feels so grand and awesome in the way it looks, in what it's like saying, and in the plot, everything. I just feel like this show is definitely going to be, well, keep my fingers crossed. I feel like this show is definitely going to be in my like top 3 of the year. I just love stuff like this. If you can't tell. Just yeah. Just like shows like this with the vibe of this are just like my bread and butter. I just love it. There's still so much in that opening as well that I just like haven't seen yet as well. Like I discover new stuff every time I watch it. Of course. So don't go too hard on him. They might kill the guy. That's what I said. As the classic. See the seeds there. So it's really interesting, that stuff like that, isn't it? Oh, we've got to play some Smash. Sorry to pause so early, but it's just like really interesting. Just think about like these memories. Like it's kind of like he's reminiscing about the memories with his actual he's reminiscing about the memories. Yeah, the guy that he had the memories with is right in front of him, but all those memories are also, I feel like for me, they would almost like dilute a little bit. Like they shouldn't, because they are your solid memories you had with Hikaru during that time in the past, and that's never going to change. However, I would feel a little bit of a certain way experiencing these memories again with a fake version of him. That would almost again like dilute the memory a little bit and make it a little bit less powerful to me, because this is like a tainted kind of version, and will be a tainted kind of memory of an older memory, and this one is nowhere near kind of as sweet or as wholesome or as nice or anything. So it's just interesting to think about what might be going through Shiki's head. Like again, for me personally, I'd be like, you know what, this really doesn't compare to my actual old conversations with Hikaru, and now when I look back, I'll think of this as well, and that just muddies that memory a little bit. I don't know, but again, from his side of things, he's also grieving his someone he loved, so it's like almost a desperation thing of take what you can get. This muddied memory. If this is the best I can do, then I'll take it. This is the best thing I can do. It's almost like drugs in a sense. First time you do drugs, they always say, and most of the time you are, speaking from experience, you're always chasing that high you had on like that first time. This is something akin to that, I think. Uteningen. And the fucking watermelon man. That's one thing I haven't seen. A watermelon man. That's one of the shots from the yeah. Yeah, that was one of the shots from the kind of threat from the fake Hikaru. So I think last week they said that he was like a part of him or something. I might be wrong in saying that, so I won't actually go too much further. But maybe he can like feel his feelings. I mean, it's pretty evident that Shiki is like very depressed, but more so in this moment here, I think you could tell Shiki is just in a bad way, especially for what should be a very fun summer day, like having the smile like that on your face. His dad died by going up the mountain as well. Oh, thank you as well, by the way, guys, for the comments on the video last week, helping explain some of the kind of symbolism of some of the scenes. That was really helpful. I'm not so good at the kind of symbolism stuff, to be honest with you. I try and give out my interpretations of it, but I don't think I'm literate enough in a lot of cases. That's not good behaviour. I'm assuming, I didn't quite catch it, but I'm assuming he just messaged the dead Hikaru. Or maybe not. Oh, it's Ri Kurabayashi. Oh, okay. I got no idea who that is, so apologies. I was going to say that's very bad behaviour. I mean, this is essentially kind of a similar thing to texting a dead friend. I mean, so that's the woman. Okay. Dance team for life. We're here for business. She's a nice woman, though, isn't she? Seems like a very nice woman. America. She makes a good point there as well. I haven't really mentioned that till this point. This might also be a form of kind of self-punishment, facing yourself with what maybe he thinks he could have affected. And even if that's not intentional, that sure is an outcome. That sure is punishment. Makes sense. It's a bit like a plague. Oh, well, we know that for sure. But they don't. It's the thing some people don't understand in shows like this sometimes, that the characters don't know all the information we know. Sorry, I did yap. But yeah, that's something I see a lot of people like, oh, how stupid is it this character doesn't know this, or oh, we know about this ages ago, why didn't this character? And it's like, you got to sometimes like take a step back, even as an audience member, and be like, as the audience, we kind of we know things that the characters don't know. Maybe we what I really love about like some movies and such is telling us as the audience like a secret, and nobody else in the kind of movie or anything knows about it, and then um yeah, I kind of like that feeling. Might sound a bit strange. I was going to say something else alongside that, but I can't remember. But, yeah, sometimes you need to take a step back and you look at perspective. That's where her wedding ring was. When the ring came off. Must have been married some time for it to create that. Cool. Damn. The fucking the contrast, the one I'm looking for right here between this food and Shiki is just crazy. Like polar opposites. Okay, very nice woman. Again, she's got to be harsh and upfront like that, hasn't she? Because as she said, she experienced something similar. And she just wants to help him, but it's a much easier said than done. This situation, isn't it? Even, I mean, again, I know she's gone through it, but yeah, it sounds a lot easier than it is. How would you guys like be the person? I'm not sure if it's the person you love the most, but if the person you love the most who died came back like this, would you be so quick to dismiss it? I think not. I think that goes for like 90% of people. And he would have if he were anyone else, I think. Fucking sound effect. Like a duck in a bath. Sorry to pause again for a sec, but it's just like it's so interesting because now I'm like, it's almost like this is like such, I wouldn't say forced, but it's like this. Like he's trying to make him feel better, and this should be like, and I did laugh a little bit, and it should be like a cute, kind of funny moment and a nice moment, like a quirky thing to do. But as I mentioned earlier on with my kind of statement, it's kind of meaningless. It's kind of, there is no weight behind it. There is nothing behind this because it's not a person. It's this kind of entity, and in the end, it will just become this muddy memory of something that shouldn't exist and isn't. However, it kind of is, and I don't want to say this, but I almost feel a little bit bad for this entity as well. It does. I mean, as we see here, it could just be acting upon the memories and such. That's the hard thing to tell. Is like what is actually kind of conscious and kind of real with this entity, and what is just being acted upon from the memories that he took over. Like what in what scenes is he being manipulative, and what and using those memories, and what scenes is he actually kind of like being himself and being his own kind of entity, and like this could be a genuine attempt from the heart from this thing to kind of help Shiki. We know that he does like him. We know that he did let him survive, where he would have probably killed anyone else. So it's there. That's where that question comes in, because if that scene didn't happen in that first episode, I wouldn't be thinking that. I wouldn't be thinking. There's like I would just be thinking this whole time. It's a monster. Don't get close to it. Don't like don't get involved. However, there is that other layer to it, isn't there, where this is actually like another being, and I kind of again almost feel a bit sad that his attempts aren't working and he is actually trying, and yeah, it's just an interesting duality. Should I should I forgo this stuff because it's meaningless, or should I care about it because he is still like a thing? I don't know. Yeah, like this. It's like I feel pretty harsh for him being treated this way by Shiki, but it's only natural. I just love stuff like gets you thinking like in both directions. Makes me a bit torn. But I did check that phone. Also, that's another interesting question that he says there. Is like, does it mean that he's not Shiki just because he took him over? Does having all of the memories make you that person in some aspect? Maybe it does. Maybe he is Shiki, but just different. I haven't really looked at it that way, to be honest. Maybe I should. Yeah. Well, he done it for himself. Sorry to pause again, but like this is great because he's, as we saw that visual, he kind of severed that thread to his dead friend, who's clinging onto such a small thread. But this could be like, again, this may be the turning point of Hikaru being like, well, I've got to kill you then, unfortunately. Or this could be the turning point of we can have a relationship as as me not being Hikaru, but as with what I just said a minute ago, sorry to get confused here. He is like, is it a case of he is a new entity that is literally like absorbed Hikaru and has, I mean, we know he's got his memories and such, but is it essentially Hikaru but kind of reborn, or is it an entity that just uses the memories of Hikaru? And now you can kind of maybe have a different relationship with him as something that's like, sorry, I'm wording this very poorly, but not having this awful relationship where it's like he is his dead friend. He can now look at him as a separate person to the person he did know before, which could be, will be a lot healthier for sure. Whether that suits this being fake Hikaru, who knows? I'm glad this has happened. And it's like, does this entity just like wonder what's happened to his memories before this and such? Because it does seem very attached to those memories, doesn't it? Yeah. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. And that's like its true self revealing itself. Like that's its true feelings right there. This is what it's actually thinking. Wow. Never really thought too much about the kind of Hikaru side of things and how he felt. So this is quite eye opening, isn't it? Like, damn, imagine hearing all that from this being's side. It must have felt quite horrible, actually. It's not like he's innocent or anything, don't get wrong, but the hell, what was that? Look at that. Look where I poured this on as well. coming inside, yeah. That goes well with last week's episode, doesn't it? So this is like a memory of the kind of being. That Hikaru's dad, do you reckon? Holding some severed head, like Jason Voorhees or something. What was that about? What the bloody hell was that about? Okay, keep that one in the bank. That one will come back up later for sure. See, was that his dad? I mean, it looks like it's obviously a relation to Hikaru. Is that his dad like seeing the entity, and that's the entity's perspective of him seeing Hikaru's dad? Interesting. Awesome scene there, by the way. Awesome. Sorry for pausing so much, but it's just like there's a lot to unpack here under the cover, isn't there? And as I said, I never gave too much thought to what Hikaru must be thinking. Now I feel like I'm not so sure. Like I was always rooting for Shiki, just like, yes, cut this off, help yourself, and maybe now it's more complicated. I feel like there's a however in there, isn't there? There's a however to that. That's true, isn't it? He's acting like a little baby, little kid. Well, the ending's playing, but I know we got. Oh, I was gonna say I thought we had a few more minutes left, but. Yeah. Jeez. Now who's depressed? Is he even under there? He's so deadly still. But look how much it's affected the guy. But do you reckon, like, sorry to pause again, but just on that point I keep making about like this being like, is it the entity? Is it Hikaru? Is it like another like thing could go with that is like, is this just how powerful Hikaru's emotions were before he died? They were that powerful for Shiki that they've come across to this being and altered it in this much of a way that it cares this much for him. Is that just how powerful those kind of feelings were back then? Feels like that very much could be the case. It's like a desperate kind of love. Jeez. This is something like he shouldn't be prepared for. Like, yeah. Like you could prepare like to cut that tie if this was just a pale imitation, but it's not just that. A little baby monster thing. But maybe it's naive to think like that. I don't know. Yeah, so, don't know what to think. I think that's maybe the point. In a way, it's going to get you confused about your feelings to this. I'm down. I'm down for that. Again, before this, I was definitely like, cut this off. Stop pretending your friends still alive. Stop interacting with this. And now I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to see them grow closer. I kind of want to see them as Shiki and Entity, we'll call them, as two separate kind of, yeah. I don't know. Again, lots of interesting stuff to think about. Another fantastic episode. But every episode of the show has been amazing. And as I said, it's definitely lined up to be one of my favourites this year. It's going to be hard to beat this. Yeah, love this episode. Love the interaction with this Rie, I think her name is. She was a lovely woman. Again, just trying to help out. And maybe I imagine she might probably be right in the end with the whole kind of cut out your life. And again, kind of how I was last episode and the episode before of like, this is not good for you. And it's not. But now that he has he did metaphorically kind of cut that tie in his mind to the old Hikaru, maybe that does give him space now to again kind of interact with him as if he was not Hikaru. It's going to be really hard with just the appearance and the memories kind of altering the way this entity acts. I imagine as we see with like the faces he pulls and such, things like quirks and stuff you do is just going to be how Hikaru was. So it's kind of going to be like a shock every now and then. It's like, that's just how Hikaru was. That's Hikaru used to do that. But like once you get over that, again, maybe there can be a good relationship here. Again, maybe I'm being very naive because at the end of the day, this is an entity that has killed an old woman, has killed multiple things in the past and such. So maybe I'm being very naive here, but yeah, just a lot to think about today. I love some of the topics we covered here. Visually, I think they've done an amazing job of kind of portraying what the story and the characters are going through in a visual sense, which I think are some of the best ways of telling a story. Obviously, it's called cinema and kind of for a reason, because showing is a lot more powerful than telling. And I think they've done an incredible job with that. And yeah, love this episode yet again. Let me know what you guys thought about this one though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel though if you do want to keep up to date. As usual as well, do help me out in the comments if you guys picked up anything I did miss out on today. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.